Welcome to the Wayne Bennett podcast, celebrating West Virginia's people, places, and the culture of Southern Appalachia. Now here's your host, Wayne Bennett.
My name is Wayne Bennett. This is our 9th episode, and I'd like to give a shout out to Miss Vicki Farley. She's Vicki Farley West, actually. She's a nurse, an artist, a writer, and a beautiful person. She listens to our podcast quite regularly, and I'd like to shout out to her. And today we've got a special guest. And if you've heard our intro music, you've heard Clint Scott. He's part of the Untrained Professionals, and we have he and Chris Huddle. And welcome, guys.
Hey, thanks for having us, Wayne. Appreciate it.
First question, of course, this is a family show, but how's your sex life, guys?
Well, your family will be just fine with that because we don't have one. So good.
Okay, how about the name? What Untrained Professionals? How did you get that?
We racked our brains for days and days, and then we thought we had a genius name. We were going to call it 10 and 12 because we were 10 fingers and 12 strings, and then my girlfriend at the time pointed out to us that we were idiots, that we had 20 fingers between us. So we were like, okay, let's throw that one in the trash, and then it just kind of popped in there. We're like, ooh.
Because every name's, a lot of band names have already been taken, all the good ones. So we just kind of took a couple of days, and I was, like you said, just popped in there. I was like, what about Untrained Professionals? And I was like, that kind of suits us.
Yeah, it's catchy. It's catchy.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been together?
3 years.
3 years now.
Yeah, as the duo thing, yeah.
How, when did you start, Clint? When did you start playing?
Well, I was playing guitar at 10 years old, and in the house and stuff. But playing out in public, I started out in 2002 in a heavy metal band, actually.
Really?
Yeah, so I've been doing it for almost 20 years now.
What inspired you to start playing the guitar?
My dad.
Your dad?
My dad's also a musician, and he still plays. He's in his mid to late 60s, and he's still out there rocking and rolling as often as he can.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Who does he play with?
Jack Scott is his name. He's played in several bands. He doesn't really have a band right now, but his biggest band in the 80s was a band called Southern Comfort.
Oh, I remember that.
Fayette County-based band.
He's still got song on the charts.
He's got his own CD out, and he put out a few years ago, and he's been played on the radio station a couple times. Other not like major radio, but local.
What about you, Chris?
I started playing when I was 13. Played my first show out when I was 15. Wasn't even allowed. I was supposed to be in the bar. Like Clint and I played in several heavy metal bands, and then started doing the acoustic thing and ran into this guy, and things have just kind of been great ever since.
Been up.
Yeah, up ever since. Nowhere to go but up.
And you guys are getting ready to get busy now. It looks like the governor's kind of released things some, and you got, I know next week, I think you got at least 4 nights.
We have 4 next week, so we're real happy about it. We've got about 40 shows, I think, scheduled, and they just keep popping in, and we'll take them all.
How did you, either one of you have any type of professional instruction, anybody, or you just picked it up, like you said, from your dad?
When I was a kid, my dad showed me like 2 or 3 chords on a guitar, and the first song I ever learned how to play was "Achy Breaky Heart" by Billy Ray Cyrus. And after that, I just kind of listened and watched, and just kind of learned everything else on my own. Really learned how to sing and play other instruments as well too. So just kind of snowball effect. I just fell in love with music at a young age, and I just never really, just always been something I've enjoyed doing.
What other instruments do you play?
Bass, drums, a little bit of mandolin and ukulele. Just now recently picked up the harmonica.
Yeah.
I've been trying to play a little bit of that. We play a Tom Petty song, "You Don't Know How It Feels," and been trying to, do the accompaniment with the harmonica in the beginning, and halfway through the song, I'm getting better.
Oh man, it's going over great. Yeah. People love it.
Just something to throw into the shows, give people something, change it up a little bit.
How come you got out of the heavy metal?
Not that we got out of it. I think it was just around here, the music scene, as in like band form, it's it's not really popular, and it's not as easy to do as it was 15, 20 years ago. I mean, and plus the money's not in it when you got 5, 6 guys on stage at these small clubs, and nobody wants to pay that much to make a profit, So 2 to 3 people max anymore is about what we're trying to do. And we've always been a fan of all types of music.
Oh, and we're still both huge heavy metal fans.
Yeah, but for the crowds and stuff, the majority of people want to hear,
You got to play what they want to hear.
And we have heavy metal stuff in our set.
We sure do,
been able to incorporate some, metal into the acoustic thing. So.
We try. We try to do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Well, we had a guy here, first couple of our podcasts, Dennis Pike had played 70 years. Wow. He's 90 years old, and he's played, and he would, they played bands. That's before disc jockeys came out and that kind of stuff. And they were making, if they made $15 each a night, it was great. And there were some nights where when they played at the Beckley Supper Club, they charged 15 cents a head. And kind of, but it was,
what was that, 1915?
Well, back then, the wages were only about $1.50 an hour or something, so that wasn't too bad. But how do you get gigs? I mean,
a little bit of both. Us going out and finding them, and sometimes people contact us through word of mouth.
That's we're getting that a lot now. We're just my phone blows up all the time, and we've got promotion stuff that we send out to just places that we haven't played, and then we kind of rely on the places we have played for everybody to just kind of talk to them and be like, yeah, you need to get these guys. So.
Do you have a set rate, or is it sometimes you charge cheaper in daytime, or?
Our close friends usually get discounts and stuff, but we do have a set rate.
We have a set rate, and then like if we're doing a wedding or like a special event, we price that up a little bit. But I mean, we got a basic rate. So
well, I know you do some volunteer stuff too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, we just did a benefit Wednesday night for a friend of a friend. We didn't really know the people we were doing it for. We just kind of fell into our lap and was like, hey, you guys need some live music for your little benefit? And they were like, yeah, sure, we'd love to have you. So we just jumped in and did it.
And they were super appreciative. I mean, we were able to help them out a little bit, and that's what it's all about. So.
Well, let's go back to the very first time you ever played in front of a crowd or people. Can you think of what was the feeling? Were you nervous?
I wasn't really nervous, but I had no idea what I was doing. Like the sound guy asked me what I wanted to hear in my monitor, and I didn't even know what he was talking about. I was like, what's a monitor? He was like, this is a speaker in front of you. I was like, I don't know. I guess I want to hear what everybody else hears. But
me and him talk about this all the time. I still get nervous before every show. It's just, I don't know if it's anxiety or nerves or what it is, but it's not as bad as it was, of course, the first time. But I'm always still slightly on edge before every show. I'm just like, I just want it to go well, and I'm just always a little scared, a little freaked out. But first time I ever played in front of people was in high school, actually, and I couldn't even look at my classmates in the eyes. Like, I was so nervous. I kept my head down the whole time and sang really soft and quiet. And I broke out of that. Yeah.
You have a routine now that, I mean, before you play, do you pray?
Shots. Yeah, we always make sure we do some shots of whiskey and have a couple beers, and we've got a thing we do called the dinky sinky.
Yeah, where we
cheers our beers and sink them down. That's about it.
We dink the glasses and we drink the beer. Excuse me. And but we usually show up at every show at least an hour before we play. That way, it gives us time to assess the situation, make sure everything's going to go well, and get everything sound checked and ready to go. But that's also part of our routine.
Yeah, and just to actually chill out before it gets time. I've played with some people that literally wanted to show up 5 seconds before we were about to play, and there's no stress in the world like trying to get your gear ready and then walk right on and start playing. So we're always there ready to chill for a minute.
Mm-hmm. And you never know what to expect,
that's
especially with the electricity, where to hook up, and those kind of things.
Plenty of those nights.
Hell yeah!
You mentioned advantages of two guys together as opposed to a band, the pay, and a lot of these places they can afford one guy or two people, but they can't afford. Is there any disadvantages to I mean, what type of music you can play, or
A little bit. I mean, sometimes people want to hear like a full band, but most of the places we play, it's the full band is just too loud for most people. You know, they don't want to. They want to be able to still sit and eat and talk and have a good time and enjoy the music. And disadvantages, I don't.
Very few.
Very few. I don't. If I could think of anything,
we use a looper pedal, which allows Clinton to make drum beats, and I mean we can sound like a full band if we need to for most songs. I mean, if we need to sound like there's 4 guys up there, we can
I make a drum beat pattern on my guitar and loop it, and then we just play. And if a lead break comes in, he's still playing the rhythm, I'm playing the lead on guitar, and it's about as close to a full band as you can get with 2 people. But we make it work.
Yeah, absolutely.
what do you like the most about playing music? I mean, what is it you get out besides you get a little bit of pay? I know you got to love what you're doing.
Oh, I absolutely love it. I mean, I've quit jobs.
Yeah,
I'm doing this full time now, or we're doing this. He still works at a restaurant, but I do it full time. I mean, I've just made it my goal just to not really make it big, but just keep it steady enough to where I can make a living off of it. But I don't know. Like I said, as a kid, it's just always something I've loved doing, and I could never think. I lay awake at night all the time, like, what would I be doing if I wasn't playing music? And
absolutely.
I don't know. I have no idea. I'd probably be completely miserable.
Yeah, I know I would. I love every show that we play. If it's 2 people or 200, I get the same rush from it every time. It's just being on stage is
Just
where I'm
entertaining
supposed to be.
people. Yeah.
I've met and I've played with musicians that complain about it constantly. There's always something wrong, and like, oh, I just hate going it, and I can't imagine being that way because I love it. It's great.
And it's kind of, I guess, certain professions. You know, I was in education, and we had the same types. We had some that complained all the time, and they usually were terrible educators. And we had some that were great, did way beyond the call of duty.
Sure.
You mentioned your dad. Was there any other musicians around that inspired you or helped you get started? Or
Locally, you mean?
yeah,
Not really for me. As a kid, I mean, just my dad really and his friends, because we'd always go watch them play at other places before I was old enough to even get in bars. But as I grew up, I just kind of met other kids my age in high school, after high school, and just started playing music with them. There wasn't never really any other local influences until.
I used to go watch a friend of mine named Lino DeMarchi, that played in a band called Illegal, and they would play at the Roadhouse way before I was old enough to get in there. And just watching them, they had such a stage presence. It was like watching, professional acting. I was like, I'm going to do that. So it was cool.
I heard him up at Marlington one time.
Yeah, man, he's a great guy.
Yeah, he was. What about just a couple of guys around? Randy Gilkey's been around forever.
Yeah.
He's what he can. I don't even know who he's playing with now.
I think it's just him right now.
Unless the Boatmen do something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's great. We've played a bunch of shows with Randy. He's an awesome guy.
What other local musicians that I know you guys now? Everybody's trying to get some bookings. I mean, how do you guys? You guys don't put anybody down. I mean, you build other guys. Who would you go listen to tonight if you had an off night?
Jonah Carden would be my first.
Yeah, Jonah Carden. My buddy Rob Jones, who also I'm in a band with them technically too, called Beyond Beyond. They're from Bluefield, Princeton area, and so is Jonah.
Thomas Stanley.
Thomas Stanley, he's amazing, good guy.
Stanley from around here?
Oak Hill.
Yeah. Oak Hill.
Or Ainstead, actually, I think.
Piney Creek, Jimmy Pino,
Jimmy
all
Pino,
those guys.
definitely. We go see Jimmy wherever. Sean Benfield, I used to play with him.
Matt Jones in the road.
Yep.
I mean, we try to support everybody we can when we can. I mean, if we're not playing, we're probably out. Matt Mullins.
Yeah, for sure.
The Bring Downs, those guys. We try to support everybody we can when we're not on stage.
Yeah, if we got a night off and we can go see one of our buddies play, we definitely do it every time. So.
Now, I know from a technical standpoint, Of course, technology provides a lot more venues of getting out there with YouTube and stuff like that. But you mentioned Matt Mullins. These guys that are putting out albums and stuff now, do they self-publish or how do you have sponsors, or do they? It's not like the old days when the record company discovered you and you just gathered royalties. How do you do that? I mean,
like Jonah and Matt, they all basically do the stuff themselves. They self-promote, and because they get most of the profit. The only thing they really spend the money on is probably just the pressing, like the printing of the albums, and then the recording process itself.
I know Jonah has a studio that he uses, and I mean, other than that, though, I think it's pretty much all on him. And like Clinton said, he self promotes. They sell their CDs at the shows and online, and you can download their stuff.
So there's local studios too around. I mean, that are the recording studios.
I don't know that around here. Now Jonah, I know down there where he lives, has one that he goes to.
And some of the guys like me, myself, I'm in the process of finishing up an album, and I'm doing all the recording myself, trying to mix it and master it. And I could put it out myself on like YouTube and iTunes, and there's a website you can go, you send them your material, and then they get all the legal work done or whatever, and then they put it out on the media services for you.
I was wondering how you were protected. I thought if you laid it out there on YouTube, that somebody could pick it up and say, "This is mine."
Yeah. No, there's other websites you go through, and they charge a small fee of your what you make,
right?
And
like
you just
think it's
10% or 12% of each song. Yeah,
those places they'll just copyright your stuff.
Yeah,
but Clinton's done everything, like all the instruments on the recording for this project that we're going to work on, and it sounds just like any quality studio that you've ever been in. It's amazing.
I'm trying. It's tough, but I'm trying.
It's really good.
What's the farthest, reaching out where you're playing, what's the farthest you've been? I think you guys were in Ohio last weekend, weren't you?
Yeah, 5-hour drive.
Ohio, it was awesome, but and we actually talked to a couple places up there that want to have us back, so we're more than willing to do it. I mean, as long as it's profitable for us and that we're able to do it, we'll go just about anywhere.
I've played all the way. I mean, I've driven all the way to Florida and played down there on a tour a few years back, was opening up for a band, and that was interesting. But it just went all the way down the coast and came back. We was gone for a week. Played three different spots in Florida, and then our last stop was in Mississippi, and then.
What's the biggest venue you've ever played in as far as
live on the Levee in Charleston? That stage down there.
I see they're starting back up on Friday nights, and you guys been able to get in on that?
We're in contact with them, so we'll hopefully be on their schedule this year. So we're looking forward to that for sure.
Well, I tell you guys, would you do me a favor and play a couple songs for us?
Absolutely.
All right. I'll let you guys get set, and we'll listen to the Untrained Professionals.
All right, we're going to do a little song that I wrote called "Seize the Moment" for you here. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Feel like you deserve better than what you have, and maybe there's more to life out there. Well, I'm here to tell you, seize the moment. Go show the world what you are made of, and let your heart sing loud. Don't ever think that you are not good enough. It's your time to shine and feel alive.
'cause you may not get another chance. Don't sit there and let life pass you by. It's time to get up and dance. Go show the world what you are made of, and let your heart sing loud. Don't ever think that you are not good enough. It's your time to shine and feel alive. Don't let them hold you down. Don't let them hold you down. Let go of all that's holding you. Spread your wings and fly. Come show the world what you are made of, and let your heart sing loud. Don't ever think that you are not good enough. It's your time to shine and feel alive. Seize the moment. Seize the moment.
It's great, man.
Thank you. I'm not used to singing like that this early in the morning.
Just used to cussing and yelling.
That's right.
Why is my head hurt?
Why me?
You got another original, or you?
Yeah, we could do another original. We Don't Know. I think we.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if you've heard that one. Which one we've? I know we sent you This Heaviness, right?
I can't even remember.
Tape 03.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, song I wrote right before COVID hit, and ironically it matched
perfectly.
Perfect timing, I guess. A song called We Don't Know. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shoot another down. I can't wait to leave this town for good. Sitting all alone, feeling so misunderstood. Light a cigarette, trying to forget the whole thing. Drowning in your sorrows, wondering what tomorrow will bring. But we don't know. Yeah, no one knows. No. Could we all agree that life ain't what it seems to be? So let's hold on to tonight, for tomorrow we might not see. Yeah, we don't know. No.
We're all trying to survive. We're all trying to survive.
All right, man.
Thank you.
Clinton Scott, Chris Huddle, the Untrained Professionals.
Thank you.
Well, guys, how do they contact you if somebody wants to give you a gig?
They can hit us up on our Facebook page, the Untrained Professionals. They can hit my page, Clinton's page, email. My email is chrishuddle69@gmail.com.
Mine is clintonhasbeard at gmail.com.
And that's beard, not beard.
Yeah, beard. I've had enough beer this weekend already.
And you can reach me at awbennett50@gmail.com. We'd like to hear from you. And guys, I got a lot more questions. We got to get you guys back.
We'd love to come back.
Thanks for having us, man.
We're going to have to do it real soon,
We'll
too.
do it, man.
And until that, next week, we're going to work on these guys. And this is Wayne Bennett, Easy Come, Easy Go podcast. And remember, if you ain't dead yet, you ain't done yet. Until next week, God bless.